another sign of the times. A great example of what I'm talking about. Filtered through the prism of the party game that is corroding our ability to be one nation. Did you see the story out of Colorado? Republicans there, the state party, are desperately trying to keep independent voters from being involved in primaries. What's their basis? To preserve the game. The piece in the Colorado Sun is littered with all these references to the Constitution and the issue and the questions about protecting the franchise of voting and the 14th Amendment and equal protection. No, it's not about any of that. It's about protecting parties, not voting. And as for constitutional basis, political parties are mentioned nowhere in the Constitution. They're not even really creatures of federal or state law. They're just part of what we've developed as a culture. The Supreme Court recognized exactly this. 1976, Elrod v. Burns, okay? Quote, partisan politics bears the imprimatur, which means the authority, only of tradition, not the Constitution. Supreme Court, law of the land, parties, just tradition. We don't have to have them. There's absolutely no constitutional right for parties to get any preference in our elections. It's all built in by the powerful. And that's exactly what this state part is arguing. And even the coverage of it treats it like it's legitimate for them to want to force people to be part of their party to vote for them. I'll tell you what violates the Constitution. Saying that if you're not in our party, you can't vote. That violates the Constitution because the state passed a law in Colorado allowing independent voters to vote in any primary they want to. That's the law. Now, I get that the Republican Party is upset because Democrats have been infiltrating their primaries and they believe influencing the outcomes. Too bad. That's the game you want to play. So play the game, figure it out. But the state made a law allowing independents to participate. And that's what rules, not your preference or advantage. Political parties don't come before the law. And the idea that they deserve constitutional protection, synonymous with the right to vote, they're a perversion of that right. The fact that the state political party believes that it can lean on the Constitution as a basis for forcing people to join the party. And listen, it gets worse. They then say in the law, parties can opt out of this with a 70% vote of their membership, which was a generous thing that normally you wouldn't get in something like that. But they only got it because of the strength of the parties manifested in the people who made the law. Right. They got to negotiate what would the law be, because it wasn't just legislation through the legislature. It was a ballot thing. This is what people wanted in Colorado. So the state party wants to make it so that if you don't vote on this question, it gets assumed as a yes vote for the proposition. That is affecting people's franchise to vote or not vote if that's what they want. And if they decide not to vote, who says you get to say what that vote means? This isn't a co-op. So see this, because this is the enemy of being a free agent. And the number one political designation in Colorado is unaffiliated, almost half the electorate. And the largest group in America is independent. That's the plurality, over 40%. That's the way we're going, and these are the measures to fight it. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.